This is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Wisdom 9-Minute Podcast, where business owners making mid 5 figures or more share their wisdom. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because transforming possibility leads to reality. So let's get to it. In a few questions, this is question number 1. In a few sentences, tell me who you are and what you do.
Hey, Brad. My name is Miha, and I'm known as the fail coach.
I love it. Nice and short and succinct. I was expecting a little bit more there, but I love it. Indeed you are, and I love it. Straight to the point. Nothing like it. I love it. Question number 2. What's the best thing about being in business?
Oh, boy. The freedom. So having that ultimate freedom, the freedom of money, the freedom of time, and then what I call the ultimate freedom is the freedom of choice. And it's all about the difference between I have to do it or I choose to do it. And just one word, but such a tremendous difference. And yeah, for me, it's all about that.
I love it. I love it. The freedom thing really resonates with me. I love hearing that from anyone. Question number 3. We hear from other owners that they're getting so much business right now that the chaos is causing overwhelm. Tell me your thoughts on that, Miha.
Well, I'm hearing from many entrepreneurs that they are struggling to get business. So it can be both sides, but if they're getting too much business, it's equally frustrating and it's equally dangerous, if not even more. So they really need to make sure to lay down all the right foundations and look at their business holistically. So the whole point in the process, because I've seen companies go bankrupt because they scaled sales, but then they weren't able to deliver. So, sometimes you hear entrepreneurs say, oh, that will be a nice problem to have too much sales. But then when they're faced with it, it can be pretty brutal. So whenever you are growing or scaling, look at all the processes that are happening in your business holistically. They all need to be ready for growth or for scaling.
Love it. I love it. And indeed, I have seen businesses really put themselves in trouble because they scale too fast. So great point. I love it. Question number 4. What other successful business owners, like yourself, of course, should be on the Unlimited Wisdom podcast?
Oh, well, you should interview yourself, Brad.
That's a first. I love it.
Yeah. But I don't know, like Gabe Arnold comes to mind, and Janice Petit, I can get you a whole list after the podcast. I would need to go through my news feed a little bit. I do know quite a lot of them that are really good and would be a great fit for this podcast.
I love it. I love it. With about 5 minutes left, let's get to the meat, to the big question, right? What piece of wisdom would you share with other business owners?
I'll give you 2. So the first one I already started a little bit is the foundation. So do you remember the story of the wolf and 3 little pigs?
Of course.
Most companies out there are really that first or the second house. They don't have solid foundation. So every wind can just blow them away. And next crisis is just around the corner, next year, in 2 years, but it's imminent, it's coming. Instead of wishing and hoping that it's not coming, you better lay down good solid foundations in your business so that you have that house made of brick, and then you will be okay. So that would be the first one. And the second one, if you're the fail coach, you can't, not talk about failure. It's super, super important to establish healthy emotional relationship with failure, because that then enables you to fail fast and to fail forward. And if I use another saying from US, I think it goes something like, you need to first crawl to be able to learn to walk. Same goes with success. You need to know how to deal with failure, and then you can achieve success much faster, because success is just result of quite a few failures along the way while you're testing and trying your processes to figure out which one really works.
I love it. I love it. So we've got a little bit more time. We have one
Okay.
question left, but what real, tangible, actionable advice would you give somebody if they're feeling that kind of failure right now and they're failing forward?
To just let go of the goals and focus on the process. You set the goal, but then you have to let go and focus on the process, because each goal is a result of process happening, steps happening beforehand. And if you focus on the process and you measure it, you create KPIs, key performance indicators, and then it's a good thing to benchmark those results against past results, future ones, industry averages, competitors. You will see where you stand and where you have some space left for growth in that process. And then you can easily see where something is not happening the way it should be, and that's where you need to go. And so map out your processes, figure out a way how to measure them, KPIs, benchmarking, and then it's super easy. You just walk back through the process and you look at the key conversions, key performance indicators, and bam, oh, my call to action is not working. My ecosystem is not converting. I'm not generating enough trust with people in my ecosystem. And then bam, you can react to where something is not happening the way it was supposed to be.
I love it. That is so on point. I absolutely love that you're talking about systems and processes, which is my true love. So I love it. Question number 6. Let's switch gears here a little bit. What's the most fun vacation you ever had?
Oh, I was thinking about that. I would say it was, what year was that? I mean, it was European Championship in football a few years ago in Lisbon, and I was in Lisbon in Portugal, and Portugal won, and I was there in the middle, and it was more fun than any New Year, Christmas, and anything else combined, because that nation, they really live for football. It's in their blood, in their hearts, and the party after they won was probably the best party I've ever attended.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I was actually in Lisbon once and I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of history there. So I love that.
Yes.
Thank you, Miha, for being on. What's the website so that people can find you?
I would say that the best thing is to just come and hang out with me in my Zoom room. I do this Pick My Brain sessions every week. They're free, not recorded. Anybody can join, ask questions, get actionable advice. And all they have to do is just click frameworkforfreedom.me, and that will get them right into the system. And just hop on, get to know me, get to meet me, and let's have a chat.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Miha, for being on. This is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited 9-Minute Podcast, where business owners making mid-5 figures or more share their wisdom globally. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.